Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation today, Rag Todi, Mahalla Panjwa, Guru Arjan. And it is a chopade, 4 stanzas, Shabad. The recitation of the Rahau, first, which is the opening verse. Todi Mahalla Panjwa Kar Duja Chaupade, Dhaio re man deh dis Dhaio, Maya magan swad lob mohyo, Tini prab aap pulayo. Rahau, literally it's saying, Dhaio re man, the mind runs. Dhaio means to run. And deh dis Dhaio, it runs in all 10 directions. Now that is the system in the Indian wisdom traditions. The directions are 10 in number, and they actually map back to the 10 senses, the 5 Gyan Indre and the 5 Karam Indre. So the mind runs in all directions. Mohyo, swad lob mohyo. It runs, Dhaio re man, dehadis Dhaio. And why is it running? Where is it running? What is it running after? Maya magan swad lob mohyo. Maya magan. Magan means to be intoxicated. It's running in a state of intoxication. It's bewitched by taste and greed. Swad lob mohyo. And then the Guru says the state of the mind, he attributes it to Tin prab aap pulayo. The prab itself has caused this forgetting. If you recall the previous Shabad, it was all about forgetfulness. What was forgetting? How is it forgetting the har? And we said that forgetting is not like forgetting the contents of a thing, but scattered attention. And this is what it means here, that the mind is running, but in one sense. It is not merely the distraction of a busy day, but it means that the mind is structurally scattered across the 10 sensory apertures of the senses, the imagination, the narrative experience. So what it is saying here is that this is an existential condition. This is the structure of Haume that has been given to us. Prab itself has caused this, because Haume is forgetting. You get the connection. So the attention in Haume is structurally scattered. And again, attention here goes beyond the narrow beam of concentration. It is more fundamental than that. It is the faculty that discerns, Vivek Buddha, that selects what counts as real at any given moment. And when attention runs in 10 directions, it is not that the world is scattered, but it is the attending itself that is fragmented. Each desire creates a direction. Each direction creates a self who wants it. Each wanting self creates a future that does not exist. So that's how the chasing happens. And then here, the statement that the prab itself has caused the forgetting is something to reflect about. Because if the prab is the one that has caused this forgetting, then the prab is the one who can also cause the remembrance. So the condition is a scattered mind. The mechanism is Maya, taste, the world of the phenomena, the sensory world. And it is a given condition. And then the first stanza afterwards is Har Katha, Har Jas, Sad Sangati. Har Katha, Har Jas, Sad Sangat Syo Ik Mahatna Eh Man Layo. Bigsyo Pekh Rang Kusumb Ko Pargrah Johan Jayo. So, Har Katha, the discourse of the Har. Har Jas, singing praise of Har. In other words, identifying its qualities. Sadh Sangat, the company of enlightened individuals. All of these things that, by the way, happen together, the mind does not apply itself even for a moment. Har Katha, Har Jas Sadh Sangat Syo Ik Mahatna Eh Man Layo. This is the nature of the mind in its default state. But what it does, Bigasyo Pekh Rang Kusumbako, it delights upon seeing the color of the safflower, and it delights in peering into another's house. So, Mahat is a very small unit of time. One cannot plead busyness against a Mahat. So the indictment is not that the mind failed to sit for hours, but that it could not be a part of its distractions even for a single length of a breath. So the kusumb, or the safflower, is an enduring metaphor in Gurbani. It has a very brilliant color, deep, almost theatrical red, but it will start running at the first contact with water and will fade within days. So the Guru observes that the mind is not only drawn to what is false, temporary, it is drawn to what is beautiful but temporary. So the tragedy is not that the mind lacks aesthetic sensitivity, but there is a mismatch between the intensity of the attraction and the shortness of the object. So blossoming up, opening up, the very capacity that we have to open up to these temporary things could have unfolded toward Har Katha, Har Jas, Sadh Sangat. So the mind is promiscuous. That is the problem. Promiscuity. The second stanza. Charan kamal syo bhavna kino, neh sat purkh manayo, dhavat ko dhave bhav bhati, jyo teli balat par mayo. Again, a litany. Not only did you not find time for Satsangat, but you did not cultivate love for Charan Kamal, which is wisdom. You did not please, you did not develop an affinity for the Satpurukh, which is the Har. You run after that which itself runs. Dhavatako dhave bhavpati. So you're chasing a fleeting universe. Jo teli da ka bald paramayo, the oil presser's ox, which is blindfolded and yoked to the central beam of the kolu, the oil press, and the animal walks from dawn to dusk. It feels itself in motion because it's placing one foot in front of another. At the end of the day, it's standing exactly where it began. And that is the state of our mind. Then moreover, Namdan isana na kiyo, ik nimkh na kirat gayo, nana chuthalay man tokhayo, neh bujjayo apanayo. You practiced neither Namdan isnan, nor charity, nor cleansing. Not for a single instant did you sing kirtan. You've attached the mind to countless falsehoods. Nana chuthalay man. So Namdan Isnan shouldn't be taken literally. Really what it is Nam is the inner access, remembrance. Dan is sharing with others, the ethical axis. And Isnan is cleansing with the knowledge of Charan Kamal. This is the axis of discipline. And these three are not optionable. They form a single practice. So Nana Chuthalaya Manatokyo, that's really the insight here. By attaching the mind to countless falsehoods, Tokyo. Tokyo means not dokha. It means you pleased yourself. You gave yourself contentment with fake stuff. So this is even worse than being dissatisfied, because a hungry mind knows at least that something is missing. But this mind doesn't recognize even that. The fourth stanza, Paropakar na kabhu kiye nahi satgur sev Dhaio, panch doot rach sangat gosht matvaro madmayo. And the litany continues. Paropkar na kabhu kiye. You've never performed any service, never served anyone, certainly not the Satgur. Instead, you kept company with Panch Doot Rach Sangat, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mohankar, the so-called five thieves. So this is another listing here. Matavaro Madhumayo. You are like a drunkard on Maya's wine. Intoxication. And it is not only the loss of one's senses, but not to be able to notice it. And in the end, the Guru, Karon Benati, my petition, Sad Sangat Har Pagat, Vachal Sun Ayo, Nanak Pag Paryo Har Pachha, Rakh Laj Apanayo. It's a petition. You are the lover of devotees, and I have come to you. Please preserve my honor. So the mind that is running in all directions is reversed here. The Guru comes, the Guru Arjan Ji says, it turns. The mind will turn. It is its nature to also turn. The question is only whether it turns as a sovereign, leading its own procession of desires, or as a disciple, falling in behind Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mohankar. So you have to follow the Satgur and let the senses be your servants, not your master. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.